It's time to go to work. Jerk of All Trades podcast, episode number 33. What is up, guys? What is up? What is up? We have a big announcement today regarding the Jerk of All Trades podcast video corner. Got to stay tuned for that. Ray, what's going on, my man?
Man, we've got a great show as always. We got lots and lots of fun topics. We've got Facebook asking you to send them nudes. Please, pretty please. Inside of the first robot sex brothels in a couple different countries. Louis C.K., the serial masturbator. Alex Trebek going too far with pot brownies.
That you just let that flow. So he's the serial masturbator. Yeah.
Just for you, the serial masturbator.
Oh, we're roaring already today.
But we're going to lead with an update on last week's big story. Was Sophia, the first robot citizen, beheaded by her own new home country, Saudi Arabia?
Sophia!
So I just came upon this just today before we were going to do the podcast, and it felt like we should probably talk about this. So there's a website. It's called Duffel Blog. It is the American military's most trusted news source, they call themselves.
Sweet.
And they dropped a story. Got a picture of Sophia here. It says the number of robot citizens in Saudi Arabia was reduced back to 0 today after Sophia robot was beheaded in a public square. So blah, 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 whatever. Sophia became the first robot citizen to be executed after a band of angry Saudi men dragged her into the streets earlier today for public execution, setting yet another milestone for progress in the country. And then it goes on and on.
That motherfucking ISIS.
The whore of Babylon is coming to get her. She's strutting around without a male escort, without fluttering her plastic eyelashes at married men.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going on with this really questionable racism. The unnatural whore can't even be raped right because apparently they said that they couldn't forcefully penetrate her mechanical orifices.
No.
One line that I did find funny though was a survey shows 79% of Saudi Arabian men approve of the execution, along with 100% of American men named Elon Musk.
Nah.
So anyway, yeah, I mean, pretty clear as day that that'd be fake news. But yeah, Snopes had to
Duffel Blog.
Yes, apparently the website just straight up lists that it's a parody website. So we are in no way, shape, or form a real news outlet. Everything on this website is satirical, and the content of this site is a parody of a news organization. No composition should be regarded as truthful, and no reference of an individual company or military unit seeks to inflict blah, 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 whatever.
So Sophia has her head intact.
Sophia is just fine. She's doing just all right. Well, she might be even doing better than just all right. She might be doing great, actually. So she's planning to potentially eliminate humankind. And
yeah, but
she
I don't
hasn't
think
been beheaded.
She can't feel emotion, though. So I don't know if she's just kind of like, level, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think she gets too high or too low.
Some of us get too high, so it happens.
Yeah, it happens.
Sometimes you get low, too, so it is what it is.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah. This is true. Oh,
cool.
Man.
So, yeah, we'll be seeing Sophia around. But, Ray, do you know if Sophia has a Facebook profile or not?
I don't know that. We could find that out, though. I'm actually interested to know if she does.
Yeah, that'd be interesting if she did, right? Well, while you're searching for that, if she does have nudes, and if they ever leak, I think we may know who the freaking culprit is, and that's that goddamn Facebook.
Fucking Facebook. All right, I'm searching for her now. Let's see.
Okay.
Sophia the robot. Oh, I misspelled that.
You might not have. Google has a weird way of not acknowledging the proper spelling of Sophia.
She has a couple pages here. She's got a it says fictional character. She has over 13,000 likes to that page.
No check mark or anything?
No check mark. Let's go under people.
Well, we don't have a check mark either, though.
Yeah, actually, there is actually quite a few. There is Sophia Robot Linson. That seems pretty legit, right?
Oh, of course.
She has 132 friends, and she looks fucking horrifying.
The only thing is her nudes are like an actual chick.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to bookmark this page, so we'll come back to that. Yeah, so anyway, yeah. On to the real meat and potatoes of why we're
yeah. Apparently, like, the whole culture of revenge porn, breaking up with somebody has become major issues for, I guess, men and women across the
mostly
world.
Women, I think.
Yeah, probably. Like, especially if, like, the chick's like, oh, I'm gonna leak your fucking dick pics. It's like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah.
No one cares about that.
Yeah. So, like, what Facebook is saying is this is a testing of a preemptive fraud alert. Like, Facebook is not storing the images. They're storing the link and using artificial intelligence and other photo matching technologies. So if somebody tried to upload that same image, which would have the same digital footprint or hash value, it will be prevented from being uploaded. That's kind of interesting that they're using the AI to,
I will
prevent that.
I will say that upon, I initially read this article and then I saw a different article. And in the second article, so in the first article, they say that no one is ever going to see the photo. It's only going to be, whatever, a computer generated program that's going to determine the hash value or whatever of the photo. And then it's going to be deleted, and then no one can ever post a photo with that same hash value to Facebook because apparently this is a big thing. Well, guess what? That's actually wrong.
I bet it is.
So hold on. Let me find.
There's no way I'm giving Facebook any of my naked pictures. I'm sorry.
Yeah, hold on.
Like I said, I just don't care that much.
Okay. From there, and once the user has completed an online form through the website, this is being tested in Australia. A member of Facebook's community operations teams reviews the image and then hashes it, or creates a numerical representation of the image that Facebook says cannot be read by humans. The company considered blurring images before they ended up in the hands of human reviewers, but decided against it because it may have resulted in accidentally hashing legitimate images. So to clarify, someone at Facebook is indeed going to be looking at your nude photos, but the company stresses those are specially trained representatives.
Sure.
Of course, yes.
Sure. What about... see,
they're like asexual people. Only asexual people are going to be on this special Facebook task force to look at your nude photos.
It gets murky. So, like, obviously people of all ages have Facebook, not just like young adults. So, I'm not too worried about grandma and grandpa Facebook having their nudes leaked. But
I don't think anybody really is. There's a site for that, though.
Teenage children and children that have Facebook. Like, what's the deadline or what's the drop off? Like, obviously, you should be like 18 years old and over, but like, what happens
depending on what country you're in?
What happens when Sally Joe May from wherever, Texas, sends her 14-year-old nude pics to Facebook, and Facebook's like, oh shit, look at this, I got some 14-year-old chicks fucking naked pictures on my server now. Is that considered child porn or is it not? Like, that's just really odd.
I hadn't even thought about that. You know what? Interesting when you say. I kind of mentioned there, but depends on the country. So there was actually a story that I read recently about a member of a band, metal band that I'm not really a big fan of. But anyway, apparently, with the big rush now to let people know that celebrities sexually harassed you. There was this girl who apparently, I don't know how old she is now, 20 something. But apparently when she was 17, she was talking with this guy. He was 32 and he had a girlfriend, whatever. Anyway, long story short, he supposedly convinced her to send nude photos. And so people in the comments chain, were like, so what? She's 17, blah, 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 blah. She's consent. And then someone was like, this is, the age of consent is 18 in the United States. And people were like, their mind was boggled. People from other countries that were commenting because in their countries, 14 was, or 15 was, or 16 was. So
Sure.
depending on where you're at and what, social environment you're in, obviously the age of consent is a little bit different. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, I can only go by United States, obviously.
Right. But I mean, Facebook is worldwide.
Absolutely. But what happens? What happens when they get child porn sent their way?
Well, the photos get deleted.
It's not child porn. I have no idea. But that's considered child porn, right? Naked, underage
Right, yeah.
kids or whatever.
I mean, it's that same murky shit, where you have, 18-year-old that's dating a 17-year-old that gets, nude sent to them, and then,
Yeah,
it's
via text messages.
right,
Even like
14
on 14-year-old action in the schools and shit.
14 on 14-year-old action.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Oh.
But Facebook is claiming they get 51,300 potential cases of revenge porn every month, or in a month alone. I'm skeptical on this. If I was you listening, the listener here, don't send anybody your naked pictures.
No.
And keep Facebook at a distance.
Yeah.
That's just my approach, but that's my approach to a lot of stuff.
I think that definitely we cannot trust Facebook, and I think to have to preventatively send those photos, I guess at this point this is only being tested on, on very particular people, so this is not like everyone is, currently sending their nudes to Facebook, but it could eventually become that. I do appreciate that, Facebook is trying to come up with a solution to help, the revenge porn thing, because that's definitely a huge thing.
Sure.
So
it's more prevalent now than ever.
Right. Back in the day when, you were, it was VHS tapes, or it was, fucking Polaroids, obviously, people weren't going to the local bulletin board and, putting your nude photo Polaroid up on it. So
yeah, at least they're trying to find a solution, but it's weird, man.
It's definitely a questionable one. There's a lot of questions with this. What if you don't have copies of the photos that your ex has copies of? How do you send it to them?
Yeah, how do they get their hands on those? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's only, good for that one particular photo, so I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, if Sophia is ever looking to up and leave her newfound home in Saudi Arabia where she's not getting beheaded, I think we found a couple places she might be able to take up shop. First stop, Bordeaux, no pun intended, Germany. So let's talk.
Bordeaux.
Boring doll. Not a boring
Bordeaux.
doll. Yeah.
Germany. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, but the spelling of it is extremely funny.
It looks like Bordeaux.
Yeah. So, the first sex doll brothel is live. Actually, they've been live for quite a while.
I think that there's actually, there is other brothels, but this is the first one in Germany.
Yeah, several already exist in Japan, but Germany's claiming that for $90 an hour, you can get your freak on with, not Sophia, but I'm sure they have dolls with different names.
and they have hair too, so.
Yes.
Sophia does not have hair.
No. That's okay. The owner is claiming that they get a huge range of people from 18 to 80-year-olds, from unemployed people to prominent judges. And about 70% of the customers who show up to Bordeaux turn into repeat customers.
They're liking what they're getting.
70%. That is not a bad investment.
Yeah. They say that they get a huge range of people. Proprietor Evelyn Schwartz. From 18 to 80-year-olds, from unemployed people to prominent judges. She continues to guesstimate that about 70% of the customers who show up at Bordeaux for the sheer novelty value of banging a silicone facsimile turn into repeat patrons. I think that's basically exactly what you just said.
Yes.
But slightly reworded.
Yes.
So yeah, this place looks pretty interesting.
They got another sex brothel out in Barcelona, Spain, too.
Yeah. Let's check that out.
The owner, Sergey. Sergey.
Yeah, Sergey.
Prieto? Sergey, I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name, but I'm not doing it on purpose. He admitted that he was forced to turn away some sick individuals who wanted to act out a rape fantasy, quote unquote.
Oh man, I remember when we discussed
more
that.
of the rapey stuff. Local residents kicked up a storm, and the facility faced a number of complaints. Cops then raided the premises. near the tourist hotspot of Las Ramblas, but they found the owner had closed the business already. You can still get your Lumi doll, though. Sessions are around $90 for 30 minutes or up to $210 for 2 hours. Sounds like an advertisement. If you're out there in Barcelona, Spain,
I mean,
you got your Lumi dolls bent over and ready for all your loving. They can take it all.
Yeah, these things actually, these things look quite a bit better than some of the other ones. There's one in particular of what appears to be like the red light district where the doll is set up in front of a window with just her ass up in there.
Yeah, her little stance there.
But yeah, apparently you can still go to this thing. It's just a little bit more complicated to do that now. Yeah, it says it's a little bit more secretive. Customers pay online and then they learn the whereabouts of the secret sex doll filled brothel. So no one knows where this thing is, and then you have to pay for it, and then you get some secret directions so you can get there, and you
gotta know a guy that knows a guy. Yeah,
or have money.
Yeah,
or just have some money. So yeah. Have $90 for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't even think I'm paying $90 for a regular chick, much less a robot chick. But
yeah, they have 54 girls that cater to every possible taste.
Yeah.
Yeah. So robot sex brothels.
It's kind of like an ice cream parlor. You get a little flavor of everything, you know?
There you go.
54 different flavors.
54 flavors. Is that how many flavors Baskin Robbins has?
Oh, that's a good question. I
bet they have more than that, probably.
I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I bet it's a lot. So, you know, I'm just wondering how all these porn chicks got to be feeling about all these sex robots. They still got to get theirs too, right? Even with the internet killing the industry, porn has found a way to be relevant and expensive as fuck.
Very, very fucking expensive.
Super expensive. The future of porn could be kinkier, friendlier, and way more expensive than ever. Tell them about it, Ray.
Oh, man. Yeah, so this is called bespoke porn.
Yes.
It's where an individual can order up any hyper-specific kink that they can imagine. So, yeah, it's this chick, Christina Carter here. She got asked to dress up in a Wonder Woman bikini, some Looney Tunes shit that she did. Some dude paid her $5,300 for a 30-minute custom porno with her.
To burn matches between her toes, have a rooster impression, a toy baseball bat in parentheses not used for penetration,
oh my
and then
God.
the aforementioned Wonder Woman costume. $5,300, man.
Dude, yeah. Later in the article, I saw that there's some chicks that could be making upwards of like $600,000 a year doing this.
I was talking shit about the sex robots. I'm taking the sex robot over the $5,300 Wonder Woman matches in between your toes with the rooster impression.
Yeah, that is definitely
for $5,300. You better do like 1,000 push-ups in 30 minutes or something. I need to see. I want to see like a feat of astounding proportions,
and not just a feat with matches in between it.
That has nothing to do with your butthole or your fucking vagina hole or any other type of hole. I want to be impressed.
I mean, if it's an amazing
for
feat,
$5,300, I want to see like a 5.5 minute mile. I want to see like a super like nasty 360 dunk. If you can dunk a basketball, that might be worth $5,300.
If they can do it with their vagina, that would be even more impressive.
That would be great. But like, nah. I mean, I'm not just giving it to you.
I want them to fit an entire human being back into their uterus
to play dress up.
$5,300. I'd pay that.
That would be impressive.
That would be very impressive.
So I mean, I'm not hating on them, even though I am hating on them. It's just not my style.
I think it's just an industry that's kind of learning how to change. You know,
they're adapting very nicely because they're making more money doing this than actually like, you know, before.
Oh yeah. This one girl talks about, you know, I remember my first month in the biz, I was hired to shoot a big feature. On the set, we had craft services, wardrobe, hair, makeup, even manicurists. 6 months ago, I got hired to do another feature for the same company, and I had to do my own makeup, and they fed us McDonald's at the end of the day. So there's no more money in mainstream porn, she says. So yeah, I mean, you've got Pornhub, you've got YouPorn, you've got all the other streaming porn sites. X-Hamster. Yeah, big up X-Hamster.
Sense8.
Yeah, nothing ever came with that. So.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about it.
No.
But yeah, I mean, and this definitely, this is a way for them to make money by, tailoring themselves to the very, very, hardcore pornography addict, right? Like the person that would, I couldn't even imagine like what would I, if I had the money, like what would I make them do? Like it would just be very bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one, oh my God. It says Dan and Rian's, I guess is her name. Bread and Butter is the messy, gooey, wet stuff. They've filmed everything from baked beans and ranch sauce being poured over a model in a mini pool to a barefoot getting stuck in rat glue. We've done cookie cutter stuff, but honestly, custom videos are just way more fulfilling. We get to make people happy and make chicks put their feet in rat glue. I don't even know what the fuck rat glue is. I guess it's the glue from rat traps. Is that
probably, yeah.
Is that correct?
That's super, super sticky shit.
Yeah, so if you guys wanna get into this, it's iwantcustomclips.com. It's an online marketplace to sell custom videos and for you to buy them. So if you want to check out some height humiliation videos, if you want to check out some vacuuming videos,
this is for like the lonely only child that has a bunch of money but has nothing to spend it on, and like, no girlfriend or social life.
Yeah.
So he interacts with these porn chicks online, which is nothing wrong with that. But
Not
it's
that there's
just
anything
like
wrong with that.
Well, it's just not my background or what I'm used to.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre, I must say.
Yeah, it's just really weird. Like, who would pay so much money for that? It astounds me.
Yeah,
it astounds me.
But you know what? They're making that cheddar.
Well, what I was gonna say too is that if I was a chick and I was super hot, this is my steez right here. It's like all I gotta do is put my foot in this rat trap for $5,300.
I mean,
that's like, come on, man. It's easy money.
I feel like this starts getting closer and closer to Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Like all she's got to do is like eat a bunch of bugs and stuff, and
that's like that's like my kind of custom. What is this called? Badonk,
bespoke.
Bespoke. This is my type
porn.
of bespoke porn. It's like Fear Factor. I want to see how far you can push.
Yes. Can she put her whole face in rat glue?
Yes.
Like, who knows?
Can she breathe, or can she hold her breath underwater for 2 minutes?
All right. Now this is getting into a snuff film, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, what if we pay her $500,000? Will she cut off one of her hands?
I want my money's worth. Goddammit. I'm not paying this shit
for $1 million. Will she cut her nipple off?
I don't want the Red Rooster Wonder Woman chick just prancing around.
Dude, this might end up.
She got all my money.
This might end up being like the Pain Olympics.
Never seen it.
Oh man, you never.
Not going to either.
Oh man,
I heard that shit was fake anyway.
Well, all right, that's fine. We'll put it on the video corner one of these weeks.
No. Well, you can put it on. I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Maybe when you don't know that's what it is.
Well, just turn it off like within 2 seconds. Like, oh, the Pain Olympics, shut off.
Oh, yeah. All right, so it seems that porn can now be tailored to your specific needs. Well, Eddie would be happy to give you something else that you need, and that is JOAT social media. Hit them with it.
Yes, sir. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow us, like us, talk to us, comment to us. We comment back. We reply to messages quickly. We're always on that Facebook and Twitter and stuff, Instagram. So if you're interested in donating to I can't talk now.
Donate your money to us.
That snuff film got me like my mind going in different places now. If you're interested if you're interested in donating to the podcast, we're live on Patreon. Patreon.com/JOAT podcast. Give us all of your money.
Right. I love how before we're like, we can't ask you for your money. Now it's like, give us all your money.
After hearing about $5,300 for the Wonder Woman Red Rooster, I have no problem taking anybody's money now.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry, man. If you're giving that much for a Wonder Woman Red Rooster,
if you send in $20, Eddie will put his foot in rat glue and we'll film it and put it on Instagram.
all day, every day. Like we're gonna get like video cameras and mics and all that shit, and we're gonna be rocking the shit with fucking all that. So yes, the official website, joatpodcast.com. Funny pics, show notes, and videos from our video corner. Well, the video corner is going to be the video corner pretty soon. Oh, that's a teaser. I think I might just gave it away. Oops.
I think you did, actually.
If you stuck around and didn't skip social media, kudos to you. You got the teaser or the spoiler. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play, and pretty soon Spotify. So you can, no reason not to listen to us if you're subscribed. And twitch.tv/JOAT podcast. And then last but not least, hit us up, jerkofalltradespodcast at gmail.com.
Yes, please do. So, all right, we're going to go to break, and then we're going to come back with more fun topics. So we'll see you guys on the flip side. Hey, what's up, guys? Ray the Jerk from the Jerk of All Trades podcast with an offer just for you, the listener of the Jerk of All Trades podcast. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you an opportunity to check out their sensational service. I've got a recommendation for you once you get your trial all set up, and that is Robert Anton Wilson's Cosmic Trigger, Volume 1, The Final Secret of the Illuminati. Trust me when I say you'll be declaring yourself a pope in no time flat. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast. Once again, that's audibletrial.com/JOAT podcast to get your free audiobook courtesy of the Jerks.
Ellen, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, pleasure. I believe that is the issue here. Is that what your group is against?
Of course not. We believe God put us on the earth to enjoy life and enjoy the world he created for us.
But why form a group against something like this?
Thank you for asking me that. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it was very important.
But there are some people who would say, come on, it's just masturbation.
I don't think of it as just masturbation. Frankly, I think of it as a tragedy.
A tragedy? You mean like a tsunami or Rwanda?
Yes, I think it's that serious. Because those events, while certainly tragic, affected only one region of people in the world or another. Well, masturbation is a crime against God and against the person who does it to themselves. Young people all over the world are depriving themselves of the greatest gift that the Lord bestowed upon them at their birth. Their purity and grace in his eyes.
Well, that's very compelling.
What do you think about that, Louis C.K.?
Let's bring in our next guest, comedian Louis C.K., whom some might describe as an aficionado of masturbation.
Comedian/masturbator.
Who is well known for being a prolific masturbator, who even brags about it. Is that fair to say, Louis?
Yeah, that's fair.
In fact, you're the only person we could find who would come here to defend masturbation.
Well, I like it. It's easy and it's fun and nobody gets hurt.
Well, isn't that the point here, Ellen? With all due respect, why do you care what a man does in the privacy of his own house?
Or in his office?
God cares. The Bible teaches us that lust in your heart is a sin when acted upon outside the context of marriage.
Well, I'm not married, so anything I do is outside of that context.
I'm not against having sex.
I wonder why he's not married.
I believe that the Lord put desire in your heart as a beacon for love. Well, it's the way that we can find someone and marry them and enjoy each other under his loving gaze.
You mean that God watches married people have sex?
God watches over everything.
So we're like porn for God. He watches us, and then he probably masturbates.
Okay, that is way out of line, Mr. C.K. This young lady.
I was saying about that Amazon camera thing.
You think he pays $5,300 for it?
This is probably so funny to you.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's what's so sad, that you don't know the darkness that you live in.
No, I know the darkness.
You don't have to live this way. There is a life of joy and passion waiting for you if you just stop hurting yourself.
How can you tell people not to masturbate? I mean, nobody cannot do it.
That's a double
Since there's
negative.
been people, all of them, every single person ever has masturbated. Napoleon masturbated. Gandhi, Joan Jett, Shakespeare.
Shakespeare, definitely.
Joan Jett didn't masturbate.
It's
Joan
not
of Arc,
fair.
maybe, but not Joan Jett.
Joan
I
Jett.
pity you that you
Fucking
think
mad dick
that you
on the
can't
regular.
not do it.
Joan Jett was hot
You
as
ever
fuck back
tried?
in the day.
Tried not to
Hell yeah.
masturbate?
Yes.
Well, sometimes I won't do it for like a week, but that's just so that when I do it again, it'll be way better.
But what if you really stopped? What if you saved that urge inside of you and thought of it as something sacred? Until you meet the right person and you love them and then you get married to them And then you can give that to them as a gift that you've cherished and you saved.
That's beautiful.
Have you ever been married?
No.
I was married for 9 years, and believe me, God was not smiling.
And now you're alone. And you masturbate and you're alone. You asked me, Louis, have you ever been married? Now I ask you, have you ever been happy? Are you happy now?
What is this, the beginning of Shinsuke Nakamura's music? He's contemplating if he's ever been happy or not.
Yeah, the fans aren't marking out the.
So, Ellen, how does
They
your
always
group
ruin
get
it when
the
he comes
word out? Are there rallies? Where's the picket line for this?
Oh, no. We have meetings. It's like a town hall. We bring people together and inspire them to walk a path of purity. You're welcome to come. I'd be happy if you did.
Sounds like a lot of bullshit.
Okay, we're ready to wrap it up
You know
here.
what really pisses me off about people like you? You think you could tell other people like you got the keys to how to be happy. You know, you don't know me, okay? And you don't know God. God probably hates people like you that try to tell other people what to do.
Wow. Masturbating's really important to you.
Yeah, it is. It keeps me sane. I'm a good citizen. I'm a good father. I recycle and I masturbate. And I'm proud of it. And God's happy.
Own that shit, Louis C.K.
And later I'm going to masturbate and I'm going to think about you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
There you go.
Oh my goodness, Louis.
So I wasn't privy to the actual video on that. Was that actually Louis C.K.?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was actually Louis C.K.
Interesting.
So that was Louis C.K. and some random chick that I assume was an actress. It was on Fox News. There is a show called Red Eye, and it's kind of, it's, sort of, it's basically like comedy. It's sort of like fake news, and sometimes people take it too seriously. So, it was pretty obvious when you listen to that, it was kind of a skit. But yeah, that was legitimately Louis C.K. And this fake Christian lady telling him about masturbation. And that was from quite a few years ago. Louis C.K. has been talking about jerking off for a long, long time. And now it just came back to bite him. So let's talk about it. Louis C.K.
Louis C.K., man. All that jerking off is finally coming back.
Oh, man.
5 women have reported that they have been victimized by Mr. C.K. Or I don't know if that's his real name, but he invited 2 women to his hotel room to jerk it in front of them in 2002. They declined and thought he was joking at the time. He also was caught masturbating during a phone call with a female comedian in 2003. And last but not least, well, I don't know if this is the last, but this was the last in the article.
Right, the last that got known.
After a TV pilot in 2005, Mr. CK got shut down again after requesting to masturbate in front of another female. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I guess art imitates life in this case, and I guess a lot of his stand-up comedy revolved around jerking off, I guess. I don't really know.
It was, it wasn't the main crux of it, but yeah, it was,
a big portion of it.
It was a thing that he went back to.
Sure. And so now here we are in real life situation with him having to deal with these women, basically putting them on blast.
Yeah.
It's just so weird that they don't do anything at the time. Because the whole fear of like asking a woman to jerk off in front of her, I assume would be she's going to be like, try to slap me or maybe call the police or some goofy shit. I don't know. Or not goofy shit, but something at the moment that's going to have repercussions as opposed to 15 years later. Like, oh, by the way, yeah.
Well, here's the big thing. I mean, did you read the whole article or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, like the 2 women that he jerked off in front of, they like the next day made it known, and they were essentially squashed by Louis C.K.'s manager, Dave Becky, who is a huge name in the comedy scene. He's got Aziz Ansari, and I forgot her name, Amy Poehler. So yeah, basically. I think, you know, when you talk about...
Man, that's a ride or die manager right there.
Seriously.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's doing all right for himself. But the big thing with this is, you know, where you talk about how, you know, if you did this in front of a woman, you would be slapped, whatever. I mean, and the big thing with this is he's in a position of power. You know, these, you know, in his, we'll read his statement, but, you know, he said something about being in a position of power and that they looked up to him. And that's true. I mean,
yeah,
he's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, you know, stand-up comedians out there and has been for quite a long time. I mean, I've been quite a big fan. I've actually seen Louis C.K. live before. I watched pretty much every stand-up he did. I thought he was a really, really funny guy.
But there's no way you're letting him jerk off in front of you.
No, I'm not letting him jerk off. Yeah, you know what? If he wants, like he wants to, I guess. But
what if like Raven or like Alistair Black tried to or made you an offer he couldn't refuse?
No.
No, okay. I'm just making sure. Because
good.
you were a really big Raven fan for a while.
Yeah, but I didn't want him to jerk off in front of me.
Okay, I don't know. Well,
I appreciated his.
He's a power player in the industry. You know? He's got his own podcast.
It's not the same situation at all.
I'm just happy he said no. I'm just happy he said no.
Why would I say yes?
I don't know.
Why would I say yes?
I had to ask.
And I mean, he just
it's like Louis C.K. I don't know if I can jerk off in front of these chicks until I ask. I gotta ask Ray. I don't know if he's gonna.
And I think he just kind of did it anyway. Like in some of the situations, you know. Like,
I know that's the worst part.
Like he just continued to do it. Like even though they weren't like, you know. I mean, I guess they didn't walk away. They could have walked away.
Sure. If there's any gentlemanly act about this, is that he did ask.
Yeah.
But, you know, he didn't just like tie him to a chair and force him to watch it.
I mean, I suppose that this is probably the least offensive of the sexual assault things that have come out, you know, because I mean, I guess.
Oh, sure.
I guess at least he was, you know,
Isn't Spielberg being outed now? And
what?
Steven Spielberg and Al Franken and
I didn't hear the Steven Spielberg one.
I may have heard it like as background noise.
I heard the Al Franken one. But...
Al Franken, and then the Weinstein guy.
Oh, and the
Harvey Wallbanger.
John Travolta. Did you hear the John Travolta one?
I did not hear John Travolta. Ah, that hurts me. John Travolta. Damn it.
Yeah, apparently he assaulted some dude at a like health club or something like that. Supposedly.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't Steven Spielberg. I apologize, Mr. Spielberg.
Like 10 years ago.
Yeah, John Travolta. Well, you would think he could get whatever chick he wanted to back in the 70s.
Yeah, I don't see anything about Steven Spielberg.
It might have been a different guy. I don't remember what it was.
It wasn't Steven Spielberg, though. What it could be. He touched E.T. inappropriately. Yeah. And that was that video that we watched.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's too funny. So, man, John Travolta, huh?
We'll have to Photoshop Steven Spielberg. Maybe we shouldn't do that. I think he would sue the fuck out of us. Let's not do that.
Yeah. It may be funny in the short term, but may not be funny in the
long term. We may be watching Steven Spielberg jerk off in front of us on our corpses or something.
Yeah, we definitely consult Case Cruncher Alpha before we do that one.
Yeah, let's not fuck with him. So, yeah, I mean, this the whole Louis C.K. thing, it's pretty disappointing. He had a statement. I'll read the statement here. These stories are true. At the time, I said to myself that what I did was okay because I never showed a woman my dick without asking first, which is also true. Good job, Eddie. Commend you for that. What I later learned in life too late is that when you have power over another person, asking them to look at your dick isn't a question. It's a predicament for them. Predicament is no pun intended. The power I had over these women is that they admired me, and I wielded that power and my own penis irresponsibly. I have been remorseful of my actions, and I've tried to learn from them and run from them. Now I'm aware of the extent of the impact of my actions. I learned yesterday the extent to which I left these women who admired me feeling badly about themselves and cautious around other men who would never have put them in that position. I also took advantage of the fact that I was widely admired in my and their community, which disabled them from sharing their story and brought hardship to them when they tried, because people who look up to me didn't want to hear it, and they still don't want to. There's a lot of people still defending him pretty hard. I didn't think that what I was doing when I was doing any of that, because of my position allowed me to not think about it. There's nothing about this that I forgive myself for, and I have to reconcile it with who I am, which is nothing compared to the task I left them with. I wish I had reacted to their admiration of me by being a good example to them as a man and given them some guidance as a comedian and not jerked off in front of them, including because I admired their work.
Can I touch on that real quick?
Yeah, go for it. Oh, all right.
That would be quite disappointing. Like to be a chick coming up in the comedy world, and your biggest or like your favorite comedian is Louis C.K. And then you finally get to meet him, and you've been like doing like stand up for like 6 months or a year, or I don't know, like early on. And the first thing he wants to do is just be like, "Hey, can I pull my pants down, jerk off?"
Can I touch my wiener?
It's like you finally get to see Louis C.K. and all you want to do is say, "How can I be a better comedian? How can I advance my career?" And all he wants to do is jerk off.
I mean, all you want to do is go up and shake his hand, but you can't because he's got his dick in his hand.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
Yeah,
so you shake his hand and his dick at the same time.
And the last thing I want to do is shake Louis C.K.'s hand, and he's got rat glue all over his hands.
Couldn't Louis C.K. Did you come up with this idea earlier that he could have just paid for those bespoke porns?
It could be, yeah.
So his bespoke porn is actually that he creates it and then sends it to up and coming female comedians, and then they're forced to watch it, but he pays them.
Yeah,
he pays them handsomely.
There it is.
All right, back to the Louis C.K. here, the admission. The hardest regret to live with is what you've done to hurt someone else. I can hardly wrap my head around the scope of hurt I brought on them. I'd be remiss to exclude the hurt that I brought on people who I work with and have worked with, whose professional and personal lives have been impacted by all of this, including projects currently in production, because they're all fucked now and they're all canceled. The cast and crew of Better Things, Baskets, The Cops, One Mississippi, and I Love You, Daddy. Make sure to see all of those things. Kind of a little advertisement in there, even though those things are being canceled. I deeply regret that this has brought negative attention to my manager, Dave Becky, who only tried to mediate a situation that I caused, and he's got a gun to my head right now. I've brought anguish and hardship to the people at FX who have given me so much, The Orchard, who took a chance on my movie, and every other entity that has bet on me through the years. I brought pain to my family, my friends, my children, and their mother. I have spent my long and lucky career talking and saying anything I want. I will now step back and take a long time to listen. Thank you for reading. There it is.
Man.
What do you think about that?
That was a statement and a half. He doesn't come across as evil.
No, he did the best that he could in that situation. I mean, compared to some of the other things that I've read about these, George Takei, did you read about the George Takei thing?
Oh, he's like the anti-Trump guy or whatever.
George Takei is like the was on Star Trek back in the day. He's the Asian guy.
Yeah,
he's got a like huge social media following.
Yeah,
and so he actually
he's involved with this now too.
Yeah, he had condemned. He condemned Harvey Weinstein, and then
he got outed.
And then I think it just belched into the mic.
Wow.
So then, and he's known as being a homosexual. That's been known for a long time. So when we say outed, more being a sexual assaulter.
Yeah, for the scandal.
So yeah, so basically, he actually condemned him on his social media, and then a week later, he came out, or a story came out that apparently when he was like 42. He met some 22-year-old dude at a party, and I guess he fondled him and whatever he did. And George Takei basically was like, "Yeah, I don't remember that. I really racked my brain, and I can't seem to remember Mr. whatever this guy's name was."
Yeah.
And so then it got even more questionable when a clip from last month when he was on the Howard Stern show came out, and they asked him about if he had ever touched a young boy or something like that, and his response was something to the effect of, "Ooh, uh-oh," or something like that. Like,
oh, Jesus Christ.
And then, so that came out, and then his response to that was that he was just playing a character, which was the creepy gay grandpa.
Yeah, he's creepier than a motherfucker.
So, yeah.
This goes back to the age-old phrase that I learned in Florida that a wise old man told me.
Don't let people jerk off in front of you.
Be careful when you point fingers at somebody because those fingers can be pointed right back at you.
Yes. Be careful when you
He
point
got outed, man. He's like, oh, I'm holier than thou.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, bam, upside your head.
Exactly. So, yeah, anyway, I think that this statement is definitely one of the better ones, but I mean, it doesn't negate what he's been doing. I think a big problem with this too is that, I mean, he had been doing this for a long time, and this had been something that had really, it'd been online and people had talked about it. There was quite a few stories about it, and it was just kind of like, staying under the radar.
Yeah.
I saw some footage of Jon Stewart being asked about it last year, and he just fucking just pretended like he had absolutely no clue at all. Anything. He had never heard anything about Louis C.K. and anything like this, and what a beautiful man Louis C.K. was. And I find it hard to believe that a random guy on the internet had heard about it, and Jon Stewart, one of his good friends that he worked with multiple times, probably heard about it as well.
He's probably worried about his own shit.
But at the same time, he's probably not going to, admit it or speak to it. Actually, Aziz Ansari was actually asked about the Louis C.K. thing, and he turned to the interviewer and said, I'm not going to talk about that.
Well, at least he said something.
He straight up just said, I'm not going to talk about it.
Well, it'd be like if one of my friends had that happen to them, and it's unfortunate if it ever did. I wouldn't want to talk about it at all,
Yeah, a lot of people, Mark Maron had talked about it on his podcast recently, and yeah, it's a big thing too. Should these people have to condemn, their friend? Because, I mean, I don't think that one action automatically makes someone a bad person.
No.
Well,
this is the beautiful thing about the internet. Like these Hollywood goofballs that have been running shit for a really, 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 really long time aren't as bulletproof as they used to be.
Right.
I'm not saying Louis C.K. is one of those people or anybody we mentioned, but where there's smoke, there's fire, and there's probably a lot of this going on that we haven't heard about and may never hear about.
Corey Feldman, I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you, Corey Feldman.
The internet is exposing these hoes, and I think it's for the best.
Had you heard anything about the Corey Feldman thing?
He got molested, right?
So he had been talking for a while about, this.
Yeah, like 10 years ago or something, super long time ago.
The molestation ring in Hollywood and stuff. And nobody really listened to Corey Feldman because, he's Corey Feldman. He did some movies back in the 80s, and then now he has a terrible band. But anyway, no one was really listening to him, and now that this stuff is coming out. But then he was real shady too. Then his shit was he will reveal, but only if he gets paid like $3 million. He will reveal the names.
Yeah.
So he can, protect his family or something. So
he might get sued
or something.
Oh yeah, he might get sued. He's not making movies anyway, so he probably really needs the money.
Yeah.
Because he can't say like, oh, I won't have a career after this because I don't know when Corey Feldman had a movie last.
Yeah, he's got a pretty successful movie or music career.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how successful it is, but he's in a band, and it seems to be.
Well, he must have some thick. Fucking
he's got that Michael Jackson money, man.
Well, he might have something dirty on somebody really important, like somebody really super.
Dude, he hung out with Michael Jackson like on the reg when he was a kid. So I'm pretty sure he.
But you think that's who he's talking about? Who he wants the $3 million for?
No, he's got a bunch of people. I believe he actually.
Oh, geez, it's more than one person.
Yeah, he says it's a lot of people.
Oh my goodness!
I actually, he started naming names too.
He'll be dead. They'll come for his ass.
Oh my god. Okay. I just looked up Corey Feldman. Apparently, there's a new story that just dropped. Corey Feldman says that a demonic force motivated him to expose the alleged pedophiles in Hollywood.
A demonic force.
Weird. Really, really weird.
So is he backtracking?
I don't. Maybe that's who he was going to expose is Satan.
Yeah.
No.
The Black Ghost.
Oh my God.
Have you ever seen The Black Ghost, Ray?
No. What's the Black?
It's bad news when you do.
Oh man.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's interesting. Like I said, these motherfuckers are getting exposed if we're doing this goofy ass, dirty ass shit. And then, you know what? Demi Moore. Did you hear about Demi Moore?
No.
The video with Demi Moore. We might have to play that on the video corner tonight. Spoiler alert. But she has a video. I think it's Entertainment Tonight or Inside Edition, where she's celebrating a co-star's birthday at a bar, and she kisses him on the lips and is really, really buddy with him. And she was probably under the influence of some type of maybe pills, maybe alcohol for sure. And, kisses this guy on the lips. Motherfucker's like 12 years old.
What?
Yeah. The co-star's like 12 years old, or maybe it was like his 13th birthday or something. And she was super chummy. And like, it's not real hard to watch, but it's a little hard to watch.
You know what? I think that's a very, very interesting thing that leads into, that I find very, very bizarre. And I can see where it comes from though, is when you have, older man, younger girl.
It's more stereotypical that way. Yeah,
exactly. And when when it's the opposite, when you hear about like the teachers, for example, like, oh, the teacher was like fucking like the 13-year-old, right? And she's like 38,
Yeah.
like people are like,
And she's
oh
hot.
man, I wish that was my teacher back in the day. Like, yeah, but it's also, she's still a child molester. So just so you know,
Sure.
like if it was a fucking dude, like,
Well, if I'm in that kid's shoes and Demi Moore wants to kiss me on the lips, I'm not backing away. I know that.
yeah. But I mean, if it's under circumstances of like, fucking child molestation, obviously it's a different story.
Sure.
But
Yeah, it was weird. I'm wondering if that kid had like a dad in the industry that had more influence or something, because it appeared to me like she was on this kid because he was the key to like bettering herself, because I think it was when she was really, really early on in the game. But that's just what I took away from it, was like, man, I think she's trying to be cool with this kid because probably her father or mother or somebody in this little kid's family has a lot of influence,
yeah.
and could make her career. And, sure enough, years after that, she was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood.
And
so-
all she had to do was fuck a 12-year-old.
Allegedly.
Maybe. Allegedly by Eddie the Jerk alleges that.
Well, we'll play the video.
Okay.
And then you can see it for yourself, man.
Fair enough.
It's
Fair
really
enough.
interesting.
Yeah.
So you ready for some Alex Trebek, Ray?
All right.
Maybe the best story of the week?
Here we go.
That's what they say. And how bad an experience was it? I don't know if you've ever had a meal that made you hallucinate, Alex. That was...
Talk about that. It wasn't a meal. It wasn't a meal. No, it never did. Never did.
Interesting.
Wasn't a meal.
So yeah, that was apparently he told that story in 2015, and that appeared like that came out after that. So, but let's talk about the time that Alex Trebek ate like between 4 to 6 pot brownies.
Alex Trebek is the fucking man.
He is a gangster.
Excuse me. He's lived a full life.
They call him a stone cold legend of both game shows and silver foxiness.
Hell yeah, man. He's survived 2 heart attacks, a torn Achilles, from chasing down a hotel burglar.
Look at that. Not even a robot hotel.
And more than 3 decades worth of tedious stories from Jeopardy contestants.
I can only imagine. I never was a big fan of Jeopardy. What about you?
I suck at Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I'm a average intelligence, maybe slightly above average. I absolutely suck at Jeopardy. Like it's really bad.
I suck at Jeopardy. I am slightly below normal IQ, so yeah.
You might be able to beat me though.
I was just
So if you can beat me in Jeopardy, what does that say about me?
That was just self-deprecating humor.
I appreciate it.
So.
But according to Trebek's story here, he had just arrived in California in the 1970s, probably for his career to get started off, and went to a friend's house for dinner, and there were brownies. He said, "I love brownies, and I didn't realize they were hash brownies."
Oh boy. Fucking
And
hash brownie.
whoa. What he was unaware of after he inhaled a half dozen
No pun intended, or probably intended.
half dozen hash brownies. That's
Yeah,
impressive.
fucked up, dude.
That is super impressive. The dinner party was on a Friday, and I was not able to leave the house until Sunday afternoon.
I
love it.
I've been there.
Oh man. So he says he spent the next day and a half in bed. It was not a good trip, and he does not, or he says, I have not done any of that stuff since.
Except that he admitted that he smoked pot as a potential cure for arthritis in his shoulder, and confessed that he tried cocaine once, but he didn't inhale.
Yeah,
I just made that up, but it's always with that. Like, oh, I did. I smoked pot once, but I didn't inhale, and I didn't like it. Like, dude, you were fucking doing blow off fucking strippers, fucking clitoris last night.
I don't like cocaine. I just like the way it smells.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But Alex Trebek, pretty smart guy, pretty successful, smoking weed to make the pain in his shoulder subside, arthritis in his shoulder. That's pretty, late breaking news, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Arthritis, the cure for arthritis is fucking medical marijuana now? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. You know what? I have
I also heard that about football players using medical marijuanas with their injuries as well. After their football games and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Get you a good indica and you're good, man.
Alex Trebek is the fucking man. Anytime he wants to be on the JOAT podcast.
Shuck it, Trebek.
Yes.
Just kidding.
Dude, those are the best SNL skits.
I know.
The best.
I did consider utilizing one of those as
I love doing that. Yeah, I love doing that for Jackbox. The FU Trebek and stuff like that. Whenever they give you something you can't draw, it's like, screw you, Jackbox.
Yeah, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I just watched that one, the Suck It Trebek one.
Yes. Video Corner.
Yeah. I also
bookmark it.
I really I loved Norm Macdonald on those as Burt Reynolds.
Yes. Dude, those are the classics.
Those
were classics for Saturday Night Live.
Yes, they were. All right. So it's too bad this next story didn't come to light earlier, because I'm sure Mr. Trebek could have used this on his little edible journey. So let's talk about the Hot Digital Shaman, the new app Wave Paths, which guides users through therapeutic trips.
Is this live right now?
No, it's not.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's going to be another year or so.
I signed up for the email list. I checked out their website. There's not much on there, but
I was just about to check out the Play Store and see if I can get my hands on this thing yet.
Yeah, so it's very cool. This is being created by Brian Eno, very famous musician. And they are utilizing immersive art, psychotherapeutic techniques, and intelligent technologies. WavePass provides new ways to become more intimate with ourselves and others, to listen to what our emotions are telling us, to explore what can be discovered in the depths of our own minds, and to drive meaningful changes in our personal lives. So basically what this thing is, it's going to utilize generative music. And so basically the music is going to be tailored to, it's going to be infinite, and it's going to create as you are utilizing the app, and it can be tailored and changed as you're going along based on what your interests are, like what type of trip you're trying to have. And if you need to change it on the fly because it's affecting your trip, then you can change it on the fly as well.
That is so cool.
So yeah, it's going to be like an artificial intelligence software that makes this generative music, which Brian Eno is one of the innovators of, on the fly. And then people are going to be able to utilize that for trips to, hopefully be able to get through some shit. I'll tell you what, my preferred way to go now, if I'm going to trip, is to do it in a dark room and to do it with my eyes closed and to go into my own head and, try to, work on stuff rather than just sitting around and, watch a movie or whatever. So, this is cool too, though, because you get to listen to music still. But it's hopefully going to help guide you and have a more positive trip. So
yeah, it reminds me of when we were in your bedroom one time watching a the Pattern movie. There's like a Pattern movie we were watching along with a CD that I brought over. It was a DJ Shadow, Giving Up the Ghost, and the patterns moving on the TV was syncing up very nicely to the beats on the CD. And we didn't do that. Like, it was not planned at all.
I remember that.
Yeah. And it was super cool. So maybe the next step after this would be introducing some visuals with that, maybe, but it's fine the way it is. They're saying that special versions customized to certain drugs, such as MDMA and psilocybin, will be available for clinical work using psychedelics. Like for psilocybin, this is cool. Like listening to music while on mushrooms, this is great. The idea of using music as medicine is hardly new. Professional therapists already use music in scientifically tested formats to treat conditions like anxiety, depression, and autism. Nor is the concept of psychedelic therapy new. Psychiatrists widely deployed LSD in legit settings in the 1950s to patients ranging from institutionalized mental patients to Hollywood stars who probably need this shit more than anybody else right now.
There might be an overlap between those two things.
So even Cary Grant, who was coping with the trauma of being abandoned by his mother at age 11, called the experience an immeasurably beneficial cleansing. Cary fucking Grant, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's an OG.
So I've definitely utilized psychedelics to this means, and I'm sure I will do so in the future. And I definitely want to check out this app when it comes out, because I think it's really cool. When you talked about, excuse me, when you talked about the visuals and stuff, I think that was one of the big things that they kind of wanted to make clear is that, this is not just like a regular trippy kind of thing or
not
whatever.
To be used everyday life. Yeah.
Right. Like not just like, look at these cool fractals or whatever, you know, look at this blacklight poster. So it's, utilizing psychedelics to, transformative effects, transmutation. So, and I think it's cool. They're going to be right now, they're going to utilize it in, basically like blind trials and stuff, but eventually this will hopefully be out there for everybody to be able to check out, and it'll just be on the App Store.
I'm looking forward to it. Like when this thing drops, I want to get my hands on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to listen to the music even without tripping.
Yeah. So I actually, I had heard of Brian Eno, but I had never really listened to his stuff. So I actually, in the article, they had actually mentioned, let me find the particular portion that I'm looking for.
It's only a matter of time till we report on something like, dummy driving his fucking car while using the WavePaths app.
Please do not do that.
Crashes into a kindergarten school or something. Yeah.
So Brian Eno has a 1974 record called Discreet Music, and David Bowie talks about how, he talked about once told me that he listened to nothing other than the 1975 Discreet Music during a 3-month period when he was touring and struggling with drugs. Says Eno, the music is so calm and slow that it induces a similar calmness in listeners. Incidentally, Bowie was in his 1978 recovery phase in Berlin. Eno co-wrote the track Heroes. I actually put on that record and I was listening. I had meditated a little bit before that, and then I put on that record and I just kind of laid there in the dark and just kind of let the music wash over me, and it was a pretty cool experience. So
nice.
So I'm definitely looking forward to this thing.
All right, guys. Well, we teased a big announcement earlier, and if you stayed for social media, you might have gotten spoiled a little bit. But no video corner today on the podcast, but be on the lookout for an all special video corner podcast. It's all JOAT, all videos, all day long. It's gonna be super.
Not gonna be 24 hours long, by the way.
Or
not all day long unless you listen to it on repeat.
Long, yeah. But make sure you check out these video corner special podcasts. We're gonna have a lot of fun with them. We're looking forward to exploring the videos of the interwebs and have you explore them with us. It's going to be a good time. The video corner has gotten very good reviews, so we're just going to double down on it and see if we can have some fun with you guys.
Watch some funny stuff and laugh, watch some videos. And, hopefully, learn some stuff, and it should be fun.
Absolutely. So with all that said, let's check out twinstrangers.com or .net. I'm sorry, and see if we can find Ray the Jerk's doppelganger.
Yeah. All right. So let's first watch the video that kind of explains this thing.
All right.
So you got
3, 2, 1.
All right.
Ooh. Pop music.
All right. So users upload a photo and select facial traits. They have people who have selected similarly using AI searching service.
So guys, this is it. Makeup and hair. What do you think?
The company has successfully matched lots of pairs. Here's some pairs that they have matched. If you're curious, yeah, that is quite.
That's pretty close.
That was quite close.
That's better than 75%.
Yeah.
Thousands of new users are registering every day. Skeptical hippo.
Yeah.
I sure hope so.
Well, I just did, so.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I thought this thing was free, and then it turned out that it wasn't free. And so, yeah. But it's for the podcast, so I'm fucking doing it. So
tax write-off.
All right, so here we go. I'm jumping onto the website here, and I'm gonna log into this thing. Created my account already. All right, I'm gonna upload my photo.
This is like Tinder for identical twins, kind of.
Do you get to swipe right? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There's my picture that I'm using.
Like, if you ever wanted to bang somebody that looked exactly like you, this is your chance.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's search it up. Here I go. It is currently processing.
You got your phone?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Wait.
I can play the video again.
Oh my God.
You found one?
Well, I guess it gives you multiple. And
so you have to choose?
wow.
Wait, let me come over there.
This is pretty bad.
It looks like me.
Yeah. Just because he's bald with a beard, he's not even white. Oh God. Yeah, this is not even close.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
I know you like it, Ray, but that might have been a slight ripoff.
Oh man, let's
way down.
Let's go to page 2.
Are we gonna have to post some of these to Instagram to show how bad it is?
Oh man,
That looks nothing like you. I told you the beard
God.
would throw it off.
This
man.
is Christopher Daniels here. I'm pretty
Hopefully
sure.
the iPhone X has better facial recognition than Twin Strangers does.
Oh my God, there is not a person yet that looks like me.
iPhone did this on purpose.
Let's try a new search. Fuck it, I got 9.
Apple, you sons of bitches.
Oh God. Okay.
Oof.
All right. So
I would probably give it a day, maybe. I don't think they're going to change that much because nobody's registering. And the people that do register are pissed off.
Apparently the people that register don't have big beards. So, all right, we're going to try this one more time. Different photo. Does it work? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. All right. Best match, 85%.
Ooh, you got one, huh?
No, none of these people. I guess.
Which one is the 85% one? Or are they all 85%?
I could take this one a little bit. No, it like ranks them in order, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah. Here's a guy with a longer beard than I have, but nobody that really looks like me. That guy a little bit. Yeah, we'll post some of these. You know what's the other big thing that I noticed with this?
What's that?
People don't know how to rotate their fucking photo. So when you post your photo, you have to click the little circle to rotate it, right?
Yeah.
Because for some reason it puts it sideways. Like a vast majority of these pictures are turned the wrong way. Like it's really quite pathetic. All right, let's try one more, last one.
Oh, the search was different, huh? On the second one?
Well, because I did a separate
Filter?
I did a separate picture.
Ah, okay, I got you.
Okay, I'll do one more. Wait. Here we go. All right, try this photo. All right, open. And I'm gonna rotate the photo because that's what a good person does.
A professional
like
does.
when you're filming, you turn the
Dude,
goddamn phone.
You gotta do your due diligence, you know?
All right, here we
You're
go.
gonna do a job, do it all the way.
It is processing. It's currently processing. All right, let's check it out. 83% does not look like me.
It's a novel idea. I see where they're coming with this, but you can have an 83%, and they have a 75% with like actual twins on here.
This looks like a fairly fat version of me.
Wait, hold on. Let me see.
I'll accept that. That's the one that looks the most like me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the best one. That's like by far the best one.
I'm going to put it in the twins. I'm putting it in my twins section.
Yeah, you got to save that one.
I'll have to go through these later and see. There's like tons of results. So maybe there's some decent ones. As you can see, that picture was not turned sideways. I literally look like every bald person ever. I noticed.
It's the beard, man. I'm telling you. You can't see the cheekbone and the jawbone and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is not very good. So, all right. Yeah, Twin Strangers, not the biggest fan in the world. So, but it was what it was, and it was what it was. So, all right. So, this is the point in the show where we would normally hit the universal call out, but unfortunately, the motherfucking Muppets have broken the universal call out. And there are no new Muppet stories to come out this week. So, with that, we have decided that the JOAT original, the universal call out, is going to be taking a sabbatical. And so in my disappointment of that, I was quite saddened that there was not a Muppet story. I decided to go on YouTube and I looked up the Muppets, and I found that the Muppets YouTube channel actually posts a new video every week, what they call their Thought of the Week.
I was so happy with this.
Yes. So with that, we're going to lay Universal Call Out to rest, and we're going to play the Muppet Thought of the Week from this week, and then we will play the Muppet Thought of the Week from before that I really appreciated. So, yeah, here we go.
And now for another Muppet Thought of the Week.
A friend is someone who picks you up when everyone else lets you down.
Thanks, Janice.
Join us again next week for an...
Nice.
All right, and then this was the other one that I quite appreciated, and this is with motherfucking Kermit the Frog.
Kermit.
And now for another Muppet Thought of the Week.
Dreams are how we figure out where we want to go. Life is how we get there. I'm headed this way.
Thanks, Kermit.
Can you play that again?
Yes.
And now for another Muppet Thought of the Week.
Dreams are how we figure out where we want to go. Life is how we get there. I'm headed this way.
Jerry Seinfeld is Kermit the Frog.
What is the deal with Kermit?
Dreams are like where we want to go.
Yeah, it's definitely got a lot of the same pacing.
Yes.
What is the deal with Miss Piggy? She's such a fucking bitch. Yeah.
What is going on with all these guys putting their hands up my butt?
What is the deal with all these guys jerking off on top of me?
I can just move my mouth on my own.
Yeah, definitely.
I've never seen Seinfeld, so my impression is probably
you've never seen Seinfeld. What is your origin of Seinfeld then?
Your
Seinfeld. So my
Kermit the Frog.
Now you find out the dirty truth that fucking Jerry Seinfeld doesn't sound anything like that. I've actually been doing a Kermit the Frog impression this entire time. Oh boy. All right, we're gonna have to have Eddie hear Jerry Seinfeld and compare it against my impression of Jerry Seinfeld and see. Like, it doesn't sound anything similar. I don't get it. So I will say that the jerks here, we were quite inspired by the Muppet Thought of the Week, and so we're gonna steal your motherfucking idea, goddamn Muppets. So starting next week, we will end the show with wise words from the jerks. One from Eddie the Jerk, one from Ray the Jerk, and we're going to help you to lead a greater life, much like the Muppets do, unless they kill the universal call out. So
I've already got a strategy for this.
All right, good.
I'm just gonna
get them all from Inspirobot.
Yes.
Oh, you
Nobody will ever know.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Oh, we're gonna have to edit that out.
All right, so let's go to InspiroBot. Let's go to fucking InspiroBot.
All right, I'll let you go first this week.
Okay, all right. All right, here we go.
Ingenious.
InspiroBot.
I love you, InspiroBot.
Bank is just another word for fairy tale land. That's it.
Bank.
Yeah.
Huh.
Eddie, what you got?
Well, wish for success, and only then you will receive stormy weather.
Is it storming outside right now?
It's a chick wearing like a jacket. And you can't see her face. She's sitting down on top of a rock, and it's like she's on top of a mountain type of thing, looking over like other mountains and stuff.
I just got a great one. It's a foggy forest. There's a bunch of trees and a murky background, and it says, "You are about to turn into a full-grown cockmaster."
Dude, I think I just got a Louis C.K. one.
Was it that one?
No. If you actually seek to try to change what you consider a great lover, try not to clap your hands.
Ooh.
There it is.
There it is. The Louis C.K. InspiroBots. All right. So, yeah, InspiroBot has spoken. We have spoken. And
yeah, another one in the books. We love you guys. Thanks for sticking in. Make sure you don't sleep on the new Video Corner podcast coming out.
Yes. So, all right. JOAT is out.